Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So today I'm finally doing my Lunalight deck. I've been working on it for a while, and I feel this is potentially the strongest this deck can be without Lunalight Tiger. Hopefully we get this card soon, at least at one. Obviously it's a broken card, that's why it's banned. But yeah, hopefully we can get it at one someday and play this deck, a little better. But it is still really fun, and it goes into these really powerful fusion monsters that can just OTK out of nowhere and super easily. So, yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Check out my Patreon in the link, and we'll get right into this. Starting off with probably the best Lunalight monster, Kaleidochick. Now this one is going to be able to send a Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, which comes up, quite a bit, both effects, because we have a lot of cards that can special summon from the graveyard, or special summon using cards in the graveyard. So that usually comes up with some of the fusion monsters, using them to, fuse into other fusion monsters. So yeah, this card is the best normal summon basically in the deck. Then we play 2 Lunalight Wolf. This is your way of fusion summoning very easily. You can fusion summon banishing monsters from your field or graveyard. So very, very good. Play 2 of the Yellow Marten. Now this one can special summon itself by just returning a Lunalight card to your hand. So obviously with cards like some of the pendulum monsters, you return those to hand, you can just activate them again. So not bad at all. That was actually a good reason why this card was so good, because you can just use it again and again. But yeah, 2 Yellow Marten, 2 Black Sheep. Now this one is one where you can add a Lunalight from your graveyard to your hand. And you can also search out your polymerization. And then you can also, if this card is sent to the graveyard for a fusion summon, you can add 1 face-up Lunalight Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or 1 Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, decent card. And then just 1 of Blue Cat, 1 Purple Butterfly, 1 Emerald Bird, and the last Lunalight is just 1 Crimson Fox. They all come up. They're just not as needed per se as obviously some of these other ones that we play in at 2 or obviously 3. So yeah, that's our Lunalight lineup. And then the only other monsters we play is just 3 Radiant. Wanted a Kaiju just to deal with problem cards like Dragoon or Borload Savage, just cards that can really ruin your day. And it's also a dark, and we play cards like Allure of Darkness, so we needed more dark targets. So yeah, and Kaijus are always going to be good. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, playing 3 Lunalight Perfume. It is the best spell card for this archetype. Not once per turn. You simply just target a Lunalight in your graveyard, special summon it. And also, if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it and then target a card, or discard a card, and then add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand. Insane. Like I said, it's not once per turn, so you want this card obviously in your hand, in the grave, wherever you can get it. It's going to do something good for you. Then we play just 1 Lunalight Fusion. You only need 1 really, because you have other ways of fusion summoning. Especially with this version I'm doing, we'll get to a really good card. But yeah, it's basically you fusion summon, but if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can use 1 Lunalight monster in your deck or extra deck as fusion material. So that's kind of crazy there. And then to search out, usually Kaleidochick, we play 3 10-key, basically any level 4 lower Beast Warrior type monster. You can search with that. Play 3 Allure of Darkness. We have a lot, basically all of our monsters are dark, except for the 2 Lunalight Wolf. So we are A-OK with Allure of Darkness. And then we play 3 Foolish Burial Goods. It's other than just flat out drawing a perfume, this is your second best opening generally, because this can send a perfume and then you can then be able to use that effect. And we also have the trap card too that we want to usually send to the grave. And then to help just clearing boards and just helping this deck out because it does fusion summon, Super Polymerization, crazy good card. And then one that is very underrated. I didn't want to play Dark Ruler no more. This is obviously more of a OTK deck, so we want to have that damage go through. So I decided to play 3 Psychic Eraser Laser. It's a new one that was just released. And basically, it does not target, does not destroy. You just simply send one monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck to the grave, and your opponent gains life points equal to their attack or defense, whichever one's higher. So it just flat out gets rid of a problematic monster. It's good bait too. Obviously, if you need to just, bait out a negate, this is a really good way of doing that. And then we play 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Foolish Burial. Again, we have a lot of cards that can special summon from the grave. Monster Reborn, we load that grave up. Polymerization, it's searchable, and we do like to fusion summon. And then the final card is the Serenade Dance. You just need 1. You don't really ever want to use the effect. You can every now and then, but usually you just want to send it off of Foolish Burial Goods, because you just banish this card from your graveyard and send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard and then special summon any Lunalight monster from your deck. So that card is kind of crazy. And that is the main deck that we're playing. For the extra, we're playing 2 Cat Dancer. That is a good one. So basically this one, it cannot be destroyed by battle. And then during your main phase, you contribute another Lunalight monster. And the first time one monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. And this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. And then if this card declares an attack, you inflict 100 damage to your opponent. So this card can potentially, just wreak havoc and OTK fairly easily. We play 2 Panther Dancer. And you play 2 of them basically, one that you can summon and usually one that you can send to the grave, just to be able to fusion summon with them. And then we play 2 Leo Dancer. This is my favorite one because your opponent cannot target this with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and then it can make a second attack during each battle phase. And then if this card attacked a monster, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. Very, very good. And then just 1 Saber Dancer. It requires 3 Lunalight monsters, but again, it's 200 attack for each Beast Warrior that is banished or in the graveyard. And then your opponent cannot target this with card effects. And then you can banish this card from the graveyard and target 1 fusion monster you control, and it gains 3,000 attack until the end of this turn. So you honestly mostly want to just be sending this to the grave so that you can use that effect to, get your Leo Dancer, up to 6,500 attack, because it can attack a couple times during the battle phase. So that's our Lunalight fusion lineup. Our Super Polymerization targets are Dragostapelia and then Starving Venom. It's usually the ones I do. I feel like they're the most universal ones. And then for our links, playing the 1 Daruma Doll, just requires 2 Beast Warriors, and then you can just target a spell and trap on the field, on each field, and destroy them. Nightmare Phoenix and Unicorn, just when we're going second, get rid of problematic cards. And then for our rank 4s that are fairly easy to make, Dugaris is a really, really nice one for this deck. Tornado Dragon, and then Tiger King is really nice as well. This one is, you're going to be setting your 10 key, And then you also negate the effects of all face-up effect monsters except Beast Warrior type until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that alone is a reason to play this card because it's just very, very good. But obviously, searching a search card basically is really nice as well. So yeah, that is the deck, guys. Again, this deck is in dire need of Tiger to come back, but that might not be for a while. But yeah, it's really fun. Again, play some really powerful cards. You know, Super Poly, just Kaiju's, and then the Lunalight. Perfumes are very good. But yeah, it's a fun deck. Try it out. It's very cheap. And we will catch you on the next one.